How does daVinci support the merchandising life cycle from start to finish?
Well, in my experience working with daVinci in this rollout, I've actually not only been able to develop this life cycle, but really seen it in action. And we've been through 2 official rollouts so far, where you start with what we call sort of this hindsight review. And there's really some great tools in daVinci, starting in the reporting section, that our teams will utilize to get this hindsight. What were their best sellers and what were their worst sellers in the previous year? And what is that sales volume that they're going to be offsetting? So you can run what we actually call a best to worst report, which actually ranks your styles and your style colors to show you exactly how they performed. You also have a selling report, which shows you by week how many units that those styles sold. And then another thing that we look at is some analysis. So you can look at attribute analysis by color or by body, or really any attribute that you want to put into the system to give you that feedback of what are you up against when you have to figure out what you're going to buy. And then you go into the planning cycle and you say, okay, well, this is what I need to offset, so I'm going to set up a skeleton plan. And daVinci has this great tool where you can activate your styles. You could say, I'm going to bring in this number of styles, this number of colors. You can change it up as you go, but you just have sort of your foundation based on that analysis that you did in the beginning. And then you go into another portion where maybe you don't do a skeleton. Maybe you're working with a team that has a design team and they don't necessarily have to have that skeleton down first. They just want to bring in the integration of a system and say, this is the line that we're choosing from. So you can bring those styles in right from the get-go and then set up your plan that way. And you start putting in all of the details, your cost, your planning information, really to get to the buy that you want to produce. And then to finish up the cycle, you come back and you could do the analysis. So based on what we were up against, how did we buy? Are we balanced? And then you start the whole cycle again.